Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Tammy with Lakeside Stitch, and I wanted to check in with you guys. I've got a few things I wanted to show you, specifically some whips that I'm working on. I first wanted to just say we're sitting at my desk right now. My yarn is behind me. This is where I edit my videos. And I just wanted to, I usually bring my chair over there and sit over there, but I figured we'd do it here. So I wanted to do something with the homespun. There was some conversation going on with regards to how does this work up. So I decided I would try to work with it. I have made a scarf with this before. In my opinion, I do not like this yarn. It's not easy to work with, but it's not impossible. I'm going to use up what I have, and I would not buy it again. If it was ever gifted to me or I acquired it, I would certainly use it. I think you could do a baby blanket. I also think, like I said, I've done a scarf before with it, which is what I'm doing with this color. But this is double crochet. I don't typically like to do fringe, and you can't do fringe really with this one because you're gonna have this. So I would probably just do, you know, a nice border. I don't know if I would do shell or just something to kind of add some detail to it, but it's super soft. I think it's very pretty. You can see the stitch just fine. When you do this stitch, but you know, keep in mind it's just very crinkly, so that's why it's hard to see your stitches when you're trying to get into them. Let me grab a needle from right here. I keep them in here, but if I had, let me just grab this one. This is not the one I was using, but we can use it as a demonstration. Okay, so let me see where you are. So as you can kind of see, they do separate enough to see, and that's why this kind of a stitch keeps them loose enough to keep them separated to see. If you were to do, you know, a tighter stitch, it's going to be a little more difficult. So just keep that in mind if you're going to work with this. I don't recommend it. It's frustrating. The other whip is what I'm calling my daisy blankets. So that's navy blue and yellow. I'm just gonna put a border on it at this point. I had more blue yarn. I was gonna make this bigger, but the dye lot is off and it's too obvious. So it is big enough, I think, to just maybe put 2 or 3 rows of a border on and call it a day. So this one will just need to have the border, and then that will be completed. I also was thinking about making a flower daisy and just putting it in the center. I might also do maybe a navy blue daisy with a yellow center and put that in the center. I don't know. The daisy itself, I think, would be cute, but I don't know if the white would feel like it clashes or if it would go, because it is, I don't know. We'll see. And then we have the bouquet blanket. This is the update. I don't know how big I want this to be. I know I want it to be bigger than it is right now, but it is working out just fine. It's very, very easy. This is a very repetitive stitch, so the flowers are probably going to be, you know, obviously the trickiest part. My plan is to do, what did I say? Sunflowers. So those will take probably a little bit of time, but this is coming along nicely. And today is Monday, June 16th. I did a lot of crocheting yesterday, didn't, you know, video anything. I just wanted to really relax because I don't get many days where I can just relax. So we did that. Ended up taking my father out to brunch and then for a walk. He's disabled, so he's in a wheelchair, so we went for a nice walk. It was a nice day. Then I cleaned his place, and then I came home, so I did a lot of crocheting yesterday, though, so that was nice. And the other project that I wanted to work on in June was to do maybe like a pride shawl, so I have to gather those colors, figure out what pattern I want to do, and get rolling with that. I don't have any pattern in mind as of right now, but it shouldn't be too difficult to find one. I just want to find an easy, straightforward one, get my colors together, and get rolling with that. I should have no problem getting that done in a couple of weeks. And I was giving some thought. I have a book called the Crochet Stitch Dictionary. I've got you stacked up on some books, and it is under that, so bear with me for 1 second. Hopefully I don't topple these all over. Okay, I think we're okay. This is by Sarah Hazel, and I was originally thinking about doing like a stitch a month, but that's a little bit lofty of a goal at this point. So what I wanted to do is I really wanted to do a chevron blankets, which is, I know you know what it is, but I'll show it to you. I'm actually thinking more of this one, but maybe this one, not really sure yet. It's gonna be one color. I'm not gonna get into a color change. It's a little nostalgic for me because my mom's not a crocheter, but she made one when I was younger. It was the one and only project she ever did, and it was orange, which was not a great color either, but we had that blanket forever. So, and it's a very warm blanket, so I do want to make one. I'm not sure of the color yet. I want to do kind of a vintage color, more of like a burnt orange carrot color, maybe. I'm not really sure yet. I might just do kind of a cream, like a darker cream, or a light brown, like a cafe, like mocha color, so maybe something like that. We'll see. I might even do, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I might do a multicolor. I don't want to do any kind of a fade, but we'll give that some thought. But that's a project I want to do. And I don't know when I'm going to fit that one in. I do want to do it this year. We've got plenty of time, I think. Most of the projects that I want to get done are going to be more for Christmas presents. So being that we're in June, we do have time to get most of these done. But that chevron's going to be for me, so it will always take a back seat, most likely. The other project that I wanted to start, and I don't know if I may have to wait till July to start it, but I wanted to do the 6-day star blanket. If you don't know what that is, you can certainly search for that. I know that it's kind of a viral thing on TikTok right now with people unrolling it. It doesn't look like it's an easy project, but it certainly doesn't look difficult. It's just something you got to kind of pay attention to. I think once you get started with the center, it's a 5 or 6 row repeat. So people are doing them with scrap yarn, people are doing them in the solid colors, some people are just doing different types of, variegated or what have you. So check it out. It's very, very cool. So I do want to do one of those too, but again, I don't know if I want to make one for me, or if I want to do that as one of the Christmas gifts. So we're doing one regardless, but we'll have to see. I think maybe I will do it as a gift first and then do one for me. But Other than that, that's what's going on. I mean, every day I'm crocheting and we're getting things done. I do have some other whips that just need to like borders added to them. They don't excite me, but I do want to get them done. So we may chip away at those as well. So that's all I have for you now. If you have any other project suggestions, please leave me a comment. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts on the homespun are. You know, did you try it yet? Do you find it difficult to work with? And what have you made with it? I can't imagine doing anything larger than a baby blanket, quite honestly. But, all right, I will talk with you guys probably in a couple days. Today's Monday, so I'm guessing probably Wednesday. All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hello. So I just wanted to pop in and give an update. I have to turn more lighting on. Let's see. Whoa, sunburn. Yeah. Okay, that's probably a little better. For starters, the homespun. I had frogged what I had before, started over, and I'm frogging this. Again, very difficult to work with. Not my favorite. I do have another idea with this though, so I'm gonna frog it and work with it again, but something else. Update on the bouquet blankets. Making progress. I'm not sure how big I want this to be, but a little bit bigger than this. I wouldn't say double, but a little bit bigger. I think when it gets to the size it needs to be, I'll know. Now, I wanted to do a pride project for June, so I started this yesterday, finished it today. It is a market bag, a mesh bag. I did not follow a pattern. I watched a couple people make them, like a couple tutorials on YouTube, and then just winged it and did my own thing. I will say that I am pleased with it, with the exception of the handles. A little wonky, for sure. I will say the, I'm just noticing something with it. Yeah, I will say number one, I used the yarn that I had because of the colors, and it's not cotton, so it's gonna stretch. So it's a first make. I mean, as far as bags are concerned. So I did a super long straps because I wanted it to be crossbody, and overall not bad. But when it comes to the straps and how they connect, just wasn't the greatest, because I tried to do some extra stitching for reinforcement and it just looks really tacky. You can probably kind of see, like, you can just see, you can't really hide this, like it doesn't look finished. This one's got an angle to it. So it's all good. I do have someone that I can give it to who will use it, but you know, maybe it could be somebody's yarn bag or project bag, or just something that you kind of hang up for decoration or whatever. But we learn as we go, and there was lessons learned with this one, and I will pay closer attention to a pattern to kind of see how those handles really should go. But overall, just watching and winging, you know, the rest of this, yeah, the base probably could be maybe a little bit bigger. Some bags that I saw had none at all, so I don't think it's really relevant to have that. And the mesh itself was very easy to do. And like I said, I think a quick project, with, you know, being that I started it yesterday and finished it today, but I did do it for a long time yesterday and today, so that's that. That's all that I've worked on in the last couple days, and I do have a couple of other projects that I want to start. I have a couple of whips that I've showed that I haven't done much more with. My daisy blanket is sitting up top there. The only thing I really need to do is probably just put a border on it. I usually put a border on them, and I had the issue with having no more navy yarn, so we're just gonna probably put a yellow border on that and call it a day. So I guess that's probably it, and I will talk to you guys later.